Brings us to Blue Bird Bistro in Kansas City, Missouri's west side. I have executive chef Matt Buechele here to tell us a little bit more about the restaurant. What's so unique about this place is that you use all locally grown organic foods to create your menu, right? How do you do that?
Well, sometimes it can get a little tricky because obviously now we have a little bit less of a variety, but every day or every week we get in produce from all of our local farmers and we decide basically what we can get from them. That decides our menu.
Wow, so you work backwards.
Yeah, it's a little complicated some weeks, but we always manage to get through it.
And because of that, your menu changes constantly, correct?
It does, and it changes a little more constantly than some people like, but it's a really unique experience for everybody.
Okay, great. And in the restaurant week, one of the dishes that you hopefully will be serving, right, is barbecue chicken wraps, which you're going to show us how to do. So what's the first thing? These are homemade tortillas?
Homemade tortillas.
Okay.
So we have some homemade tortilla dough here that we make, and you pretty much make it like you would a pie dough.
Okay.
But it's got a little bit more water in it, and you actually have to knead it for a little while. But what we do is we'll take our dough, and then we'll roll it out into kind of like a cylinder so that we can get it kind of uniform here.
Okay.
And then we kind of just start cutting it into our portions here. So we'll cut it in half. And this one will make 8 tortillas.
It does go far.
It does. And we're making about 10-inch tortillas out of this.
Okay.
But this is just the easiest way to get your uniform shapes. Then we would take all these, set them all out, and then we end up with something that looks a little bit like this. So it's rolled out nice and thin.
Just with like a pie roller?
Just with a regular old rolling pin.
Okay.
You actually use very, very little flour because there's a lot of butter in it.
It does seem very moist.
Yeah, normally you'd use lard, but it's kind of hard for us to source lard, so we actually use butter instead.
So even that is sourced locally?
The butter, we actually just use an organic butter because it's really hard to find local butters.
Got it. Okay.
So then we take these tortillas and we cook them on a flat top. It's at about 375. You got to cook them about 4 minutes on each side. And they'll start to bubble up a little bit, and then they'll turn a little bit white on the top, and that's when you want to flip them, and they'll be a little brown on that side. Then you let it brown on the other side, and you're done. And you don't want to overcook them. You actually want to undercook them just a little bit because they're going to sit, and you don't want them to get real crunchy because then you can't roll them. So over here, we have the finished tortilla, as well as some of our house-smoked chicken, some city-bitty micro arugula that we're getting, and a house-made barbecue vinaigrette. Where's
the chicken from?
It's from Campo Lindo Farm.
Okay, great.
And we get in the whole chickens and we cut off the breasts and we smoke them.
So we're going to mix it all in this bowl here?
Yeah, we take the chicken that we smoke and then we just slice it up. And then a little bit of the arugula. Then some of the vinaigrette.
How difficult is that vinaigrette to make?
This is really stupid simple. It's so easy. We use a Carolina style on the sauce.
Okay.
So it's just pretty much adding oil to the sauce because a Carolina style barbecue is just a vinegar-based barbecue sauce.
Interesting. Okay.
So then we just roll this guy up.
It smells so good. You can smell the vinegar.
Yeah. Put a couple toothpicks in it.
And the chicken you just pre-grill on the pan?
Well, this is actually going to be a cold wrap, but the chicken is 100%, it's fully cooked and it's smoked in-house. We have a smoker upstairs.
Got it. So for those at home, they can try and smoke the chicken.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And we actually have the recipe for the rub and all that.
Yes, we do.
And then we just have it on here, and it comes with your choice of side. We have chips and coleslaw, mashed potatoes, all sorts of sides.
That looks fantastic. Now, tell me, for Restaurant Week, why is this so important for the restaurant to be part of, and this dish to be featured on that menu?
Well, this dish features 2 of our local farms that we use. So it's nice to get those names out there, but it's also important for us for Restaurant Week because organic food just needs to get out to everybody. I mean, it's a great thing to eat organic instead of all the things that are getting put into your food. People don't think about it as much as they should.
And keeping it local, the money local, right?
Exactly.
All right, well, thank you so much. Restaurant Week is January 18th through the 27th, and Blue Bird Bistro here in Kansas City, Missouri's west side will be part of that. You can come out here, $15 for lunch, $30 for dinner, and the recipe for this delicious dish is on our website at kctv5.com.